Is Jimmy Butler going to be traded? That's been the biggest news coming around the NBA these past couple of days. And it's being reported that the Miami Heat are listening in on offers for Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler was asked about how he feels about this overall. And Jimmy pretty much put it out there like, hey, it is what it is. He doesn't know what his future is with the Miami Heat. There were talks about potentially signing him to an extension, and that never happened. So here we are. It still can happen, but right now it looks like the Miami Heat are listening on offers, and that doesn't mean he's going to get traded. A lot of people are thinking, hey, you can see him go to a team like the Suns. You see him go to a team like the Mavs, maybe the Warriors, or even the Lakers, because the Lakers are going to be included in every single trade that's going to be, talked about. But overall, when it comes to Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, man, obviously Jimmy Butler and the Heat are always going to be in contention. They're always going to be in the playoff race, and they're always going to be making some noise in the playoffs as long as Jimmy Butler is healthy. But if you're a Miami Heat fan, are you okay with being in this cycle with Jimmy Butler? Now, the end is near on his career overall. I'm not saying he's going to be out of the league soon, but in terms of the prime that he had in the playoffs, he can't keep doing this every year. And if he does, he's probably going to be a little branch off of LeBron James' tree. But we know he's done some crazy things in the playoffs, but how many more times could we really rely on that for this Miami Heat team and expect the same results to happen over and over again? Jimmy Butler is a top player in this league, and we know he reaches his second gear in the playoffs. You don't really see it in the regular season, or you see flashes of it, but the playoffs is really when he turns up. And this Miami Heat team apparently is looking like they're going to try to break themselves from that cycle. When you look at the young players on their team, guys like Bam Adebayo, even Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero has been stepping up this year. They probably should start leaning more on their younger guys and try to look to see if they can retool with getting rid of a Jimmy Butler. But what would he really demand? What would people really take for Jimmy Butler or get rid of? Because Jimmy Butler is going to cost a lot, not only money-wise, but in terms of players that you're probably giving up. He's not going to be gone for, a sixth man of the year or anything like that. Jimmy Butler is a top player, and once again, what teams would really be interested? When you look at the other teams that they talked about with the Suns, they talked about flopping Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler. I don't see that happening. I don't see the Suns being interested in that move and trying to get Jimmy Butler on that team. You see reports with, once again, teams like the Warriors. The Warriors are kind of on the fringe in contention, but would a Jimmy Butler really change that complete attitude of that team and bolster that team? That's going to remain to be seen. Are the Heat only interested in picks? Are the Miami Heat targeting picks, or are they targeting players? These are all the questions that's going to be asked. Now, a lot of the biggest thing that you've seen from this statement is that, hey, Jimmy Butler's agent attacked Shams. It was pretty much saying that everything he put out was all fabricated. And what part is it? It's pretty much Jimmy Butler talking about his preferred destinations if he was to get traded. Apparently, Jimmy never said any of those things, and they never put out any of those things. So, for that to be thrown out there, once again, I don't know if I can see Jimmy Butler getting traded. I think they're kind of just listening, and if somebody throws them a lot for Jimmy Butler, then I can see the move be made, especially considering the Miami Heat have been playing better as of late. They did start off a little bit shaky, but right now they're finding themselves sixth in the East, and the East is pretty weak. The gap between those teams hanging around 4 and below is kind of, close. So are the Miami Heat going to be willing to punt on a Jimmy Butler and bring in picks and see how this team plays overall? It might be something that you might be interested in. If you're a Miami Heat fan, let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. And hey, Jimmy Butler, where should he go? You guys let me know down in the comments, man.